The Launch Club can confirm that Nigel Farage and his party plan to cancel indefinite leave to remain. If you are someone who lives in the United Kingdom who is still under immigration control, this video is a must watch because there are plans that has just been announced by Nigel Farage and his team. I'm going to read. This is scary. I do not mean to scare you, but I am just telling you what has been announced so that you can use the information to plan. According to the plan that Nigel Farage has just announced today, this I'm reading from this. It says the reform policy says changes would lead to hundreds of thousands of people having to apply and ultimately lose their settled status in the UK on a staggering basis to prevent disruption. These are not my words. What Nigel Farage and his team has announced this afternoon as we speak is that even those that have indefinite leave to remain in the UK, they are not safe from this plan. If you live outside the UK for more than 90 days and you already have indefinite leave to remain, bye-bye, you will not be coming back to the United Kingdom. This is a big news. Good afternoon. If you want to hear the latest diaspora news, this is the place where you will hear the latest update about immigrant daily lived experience. As you can see in front of me, Nigel Farage plans to cancel indefinite leave to remain. And they plan to make sure that nobody will have the right to have indefinite leave to remain in the UK. And they also plan to increase. What they are saying is that they are going to change it to 7 years. 7 years before you can get indefinite leave to remain in the United Kingdom. This is big. Let me know what your views are about what we are sharing with you today. This is huge. Let me know because this is very, very huge what we are sharing with you this afternoon. Good afternoon. The question I'm asking, this is going to those that already have indefinite leave to remain, according to Farage and his team, they are going to cancel it. What they are saying is that they said the people that came to the United Kingdom in 2021, that up to over 1 million of them are due for indefinite leave to remain next year. They have described those people as Boris Wave immigrant. And they have said that these people, they are going to make sure that they make life hell. And they are going to cancel those that already have. And what they already said is that no British company will be allowed to employ somebody from abroad without training one British worker. Before any company is given the license to bring someone from abroad, you must train a British worker. Though they even say that even those that already have their papers, they are going to cancel it. This announcement is marked a campaign by reform. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. As I say to you here, he said 100 days once they come into government, 100 days after coming into government, they are going to stop indefinite leave to remain after coming into government. 100 days. The first thing that they are going to do, not my word, brethren, this is what they have said. I want you to read it. It pledged to abolish indefinite leave to remain entirely. 100 days of a reform government winning election, forcing economic migrants to apply for stricter visa rules. Let me know what your views are. This is huge. What they said is that they are going to apply this retrospectively. That means that even those that already been granted indefinite leave to remain, they are not safe. Do you think that this is fair? Let me know what your views are in the comment section as we dive into this story. For those watching me from outside the UK, indefinite leave to remain is permanent resident that immigrant get either after 5 years or 3 years of living in the UK, you have it. But what they are saying now is that you will not be able to get that indefinite leave to remain. They said that this is very, very huge. Nigel Farage wants you to believe that immigrants, mind you, all the immigrants that came to the UK on a work visa, they are not allowed to claim benefit. They are not allowed to claim benefit. Nigel Farage said 1 in 6 people currently claiming benefit, they are immigrant. But what he has refused to tell the British people is that the 1 in 6, they are EU immigrant, not immigrant that came from outside EU country, because immigrant that came from outside EU country, they are not allowed to claim benefit. The man who is saying, send them home, the British economy will collapse without immigrant. The British economy cannot cope without immigrant. This is the fact. Let us dive into the story, because this is very huge, what Nigel Farage and his team have just announced today. They promised to bring down net migration, and they said that 431,000 people, which is the current numbers of people that are in the UK that came in, they are saying that this is too high. The announcement followed the largest. What they are saying that this announcement that they are doing is going to save money. But what they are not telling the British people is how much immigrants are contributing to the economy of this country, how much immigrants are paying for NHS subcharge. They are not telling you. If you know anyone who lives in the UK who currently have indefinite leave to remain, kindly ensure that they see this video. What they are saying is that the era of cheap labor is over. What they are going to do, they are going to make sure that you will only come into the UK. They are going to increase the salary threshold, how much money you have to earn before you will be able to settle in the UK. They are going to increase the amount, and they are going to increase the language text for those. And when you come into the country, you have 7 years visa, and that visa will be renewed. No more indefinite leave to remain. Like I said before, the most scary part of this announcement is that they said they are going to cancel indefinite leave to remain retrospectively. These are not my word. This is the word that the Reform have just announced. They are saying that they are going to make sure that the United Kingdom does not get cheap labors from abroad. They said the plan that they've announced will save 250 billion. The party said they will introduce a new acute skill shortage visa to quickly process migrants to work in sectors with major shortage. But any employer willing to sponsor non-British must make sure that you train a British person. Wealthy foreign entrepreneur will also be allowed to settle in the UK. But they said they are going to introduce golden visa. So if you have money, you'll be allowed to settle in the UK. If you're an entrepreneur with a lot of money, yes, Farage wants you. But if you're somebody who's coming to work in the care sector, you are not welcome in the United Kingdom, according to the plan that Nigel Farage has just introduced. Let me know what your views are. What they are saying is that Britain stands on the brink of physical disaster, the biggest catastrophe. They are saying that this plan that they've introduced is going to save 234 billion. However, these figures have been widely disputed. These figures have been disputed because most experts believe that this is not going to work. And why is Nigel Farage doing all these things? Nigel Farage is doing all these things because he knows that the opinion poll today currently shows that his party, if there is an election today, his party will win the election. His party will win the election. This is why this man is so confident. And he's so confident and arrogant that he believes that he is going to win the next election. He said Trump knows that he is going to win the election. that him and Trump, they have had discussion. He wants to carry out what Donald Trump is doing in America. He wants to do the same thing in the UK. I think the most scary part of what they have said is that those that have indefinite leave to remain, they will cancel the indefinite leave to remain, according to them. Here is one fact that Nigel Farage will not want you, the British public, to know. As you can see, just last year, Immigrant contributed more than 5 billion. Not my word. 5 billion was contributed. That is the cost that Immigrant contributed from visa renewal. The average immigrant, the cost of renewing visa alone, they have charged, the Home Office have charged migrants in the UK 5 billion in 1 year. You will not hear this from a mainstream newspaper. How much does it cost for immigrants to renew their to pay for NHS subcharge? An average immigrant is paying a lot of money to renew when their NHS subcharge. This is how much they are paying. They are charging a lot of money to renew NHS subcharge. You're not going to hear this from mainstream newspaper, but I'm telling you today that the issue of migration is now back on the pages of newspaper big time. Nigel Farage wants you to believe that the immigration is the problem of this country. And if you vote for him, and he is going to solve all the problem of this country, and immigrant is a problem. Let me know what your views are about what we are talking about today. Do you believe that this Nigel Farage plan will work? And do you think that it is fair for those that already have indefinite leave to remain for their visa to be cancelled because of Nigel Farage, the plan that he has just announced? He's saying that there's going to be the biggest wave of deportation in the history of this country. He's going to carry out the largest deportation. Here is another fact that Nigel Farage does not want you to know. The ordinary immigrant pays, a student pays £776 a year to renew their visa. That is the NHS subcharge. Even though you are still working in the UK, you are paying taxes. As long as you are an immigrant who doesn't have settled status, you still have to pay every year £1,552 to renew your visa for 2 years. You still have to pay that in the UK. So let us digest this plan. Why is Nigel Farage doing all these things? Because Nigel Farage is doing all these things because he knows that opinion polls shows that he is ahead on the poll, and he is likely to win the election if there is an election today in the United Kingdom. That is why Farage is doing what he's doing now. He's so confident that he believes that the vote is already in the bag. That he believes that the vote is already in the bag, that he is the prime minister of this country. As you can see here, if there is an election held in this country today, Nigel Farage will get 35% of the vote. Labour will get 20% of the vote, the Conservative 17%. So Niger believes that he will win. But here is one truth that Niger doesn't want you to know. As we speak today, UK PSC is paying more than 100 billion servicing its debt. The UK government bond has gone to the highest rate in terms of the government bond, more than 5%. The UK is facing a lot of challenges. The economy is not growing. And somebody has to blame the same man who promised you that if you vote for Brexit, you will get 350 million every week will be given to the UK economy. And the same man who made those promises, the same man is now promising you all these things and using immigrant as a scapegoat. And you really believe that Nigel Farage is going to solve all the problems by deporting immigrants from this country? If you believe that, then that means that you will believe anything. Imagine Nigel Farage is proposing to cancel people that are already settled in this country that have settled status. It's going to cancel their indefinite leave to remain. If you live outside the UK for more than 90 days, you will not be able to return back, and companies will not be able to employ immigrants from abroad under Nigel Farage plan. Let me know what your views are about the Farage has just announced. Imagine if we have leaders in Africa that care about their people. Why would most immigrants come to the UK, which is a cold, miserable place? Why would the immigrant come here? Nigeria, for instance, in terms of natural resources, is richer than England. Nigeria has gold, diamond, everything, but because we have corrupt, greedy leaders who do not care about their people, the leaders that only care about exploiting the wealth of their people, and you have people like me and you that support these leaders, that is why Nigel Farage and others are taking us for a ride. The Emiratis, do you see them coming to settle in England? No. In the 70s and 80s, when Nigeria and most African countries were doing well, most Africans did not want to live in England. That is the reality. So the reality is that Nigel Farage has now proposed to wipe out, to make sure that indefinite leave to remain will be cancelled. And they said, those that have settled status that live in the UK, your visa, your settled status is not even guaranteed under this plan. They will introduce a new rule for you to apply. And if you do not meet that rule, you will be out. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. If you know anyone that lives in the United Kingdom who is yet to have British passport, share this video with them. A lot of people from our community, they have indefinite leave to remain for many years because of one reason or the other. They don't want to apply. It's entirely up to you. But hopefully this news will make you to have a rethink. This is what Nigel Farage, even those that already live here, they are not safe. Let's share this video with anyone that you know will benefit, and leave your comment in the comment section whether you think that the policy that have been announced by Nigel Farage and his team today, whether this is humane. And don't forget to share this video. Your resident, your indefinite leave to remain is at risk, and make sure you share this video with anyone that you know